Good night, family. Listen, I hope you guys had an amazing day. I hope you had an amazing Monday, right? Listen, some of you, if you have, what is that on there? If you have, I was talking to my God given father, my daddy. I call him my daddy. He's not my biological daddy. But we've been noticing some things in business. He's a business owner as well. And we have just been noticing over these last several days um, spiritual warfare in a way where, you know, um, we're seeing like it's like people's true nature and spirit is flipping, like if there's been secret envy, hidden jealousy, it's turned to a way of obsession, and people are becoming delusional, but they project that, you know. And I did a video a few days ago, reshared it in my community section. Um, God has opened your eyes to the deception. Don't fall for the projection of spiritual narcissists, you know. And we were just discussing how at some things, because he and I, we joined hands and we prayed on some things some months ago. And we believe those breakthroughs, or that breakthrough, one particular breakthrough, we believe is drawing very near. And we were just discussing on business and, some plans and ideas and things that we have. But we are noticing those who, like random people who are just there. It's clear to see that they've been secretly monitoring, um and there's been a level of envy and jealousy spirit. We know that we wrestle not against a human being but the spirit. But we've been seeing this thing, and it's so obvious, it's so obvious to see. And then, as I was praying about it, and just reflecting back on some things, and what comes to my spirit is like, I believe, based on what I see happening, it's like those who sit back and they don't deal with envy, they don't deal with jealousy. I believe envy and jealousy, they are leading folk to a place of delusion. I believe that the spirit of delusion is in full operation, and it's so clear to see. When you are spiritually gifted and you pick up on stuff, you begin to be more and more sensitive in the spirit. It makes you uncomfortable sometimes, because even with the things that people say, you can sometimes people reveal and give themselves away that they're heavily watching or monitoring somebody else's life. They will begin to repeat certain things you say. It will come out in their statements. You can discern that they're secretly watching, monitoring you. They begin to say something and you be like, wait a minute, I know I just said that, or I know I just spoke on this. But they repeat things in a way that reveals their hidden either envy, jealousy, or it's like some type of obsession. And it's not just one occurrence. These things may happen over a series of time. And it may make you start feeling frustrated. But I'm sharing this to say, if this resonates with you, right? Don't be quick to anger. Be slow to anger. Be slow to anger. Sometimes you can even experience this or discern this from folk that don't really know you personally, but they have become very obsessed with your life. they secretly monitor you, and then because they're watching you, they something about you, your strength, or something they may have learned that you're working on, or you could be your level of peace, or your level, you're always joyful, or you're always minding your own business, or they really don't know too much about you. They can't really, like I always should say, they want to crack your code. They can't really crack your code and figure you out. So they just try to sum you up, but they don't really know much about you sometimes. And folk will begin to become delusional and think that they know you, and try to sum you up. It makes you feel uncomfortable, but it's just a sign that it's just revealing who the enemy can use to get to you. And you shouldn't try to, um how could I say it? Don't ignore these red flags. These are red flags. I don't care what position someone may be in. I don't care what title they may hold. I don't care how much money they make. I don't care how famous or not famous they may be. I don't care who may know them. When you see certain red flags like that, and things aren't meshing well with your spirit, or when you notice certain behaviors in someone, certain things that you can discern, you don't have to even share it. It can be between you and God. Blessed are your eyes if they can see, because what that will do is that will allow you to continue to move strategically within the earth without even getting upset with no one. You know what you discern, you know what you feel, so I will never connect with that sister. I will never connect with that brother. But you don't have to share it with nobody. You don't have to tell nobody. These are things that you can pick up on, and you realize things that you maybe years ago, before you became more and more spiritually mature, more and more mature in your spiritual gifts, you may have just would have befriended anybody, or allowed anybody to that wanted to connect with you. You connect with them out of the kindness of your heart, but over time you learn that's not a wise things to do. The Bible says we got to test the spirit. Believe not every spirit. I don't care if they're proclaiming to be a man or woman of God, or who they're proclaiming to be. You can see sometimes when you are spiritually gifted, you don't have to even say anything. You can just listen to somebody speaking, and you may be able to pick up on certain things, and whether that's energy that you could keep close to you, or that's someone that you need to keep distant from you, based on what you feel in your spirit. You don't have to say anything, but there's a lot of hidden envy, jealousy, people with wrong motives. It's like they can't hide their true intentions anymore. And when you pick up on these things, sometimes it can be because, like my father told me about a certain situation. We were talking about this one particular individual. My father said this person is acting this way because they're not getting the reaction out of you that they really want from you. We can talk about just anything, and we both are seeing certain things and sharing certain things where we see it's just spiritual warfare, and it's what's been hidden is being revealed, and it's also showing us how to continuously strategically move around, or not be so inviting, or allowing certain people to get close to us, not because that we're better than anybody, but because this is a time where we must guard our hearts. We must guard ourselves. you know um there is a lot of hidden envy and jealousy, and that turns to obsession, and it makes people very delusional, and they will try to project that onto your life. They will try to sum your life up. They will try to say things to knock you off your square. They will try to say things to get into your thoughts so that they can live in your head rent free. And when you see that people are operating from a place of delusion, when you can tell that people are secretly monitoring you, and they're acting weird, they're asking questions, or they're trying to, they're repeating certain things that you said, and like, I know I'm not crazy. I know I didn't have that conversation with that individual. I know they don't know me personally, but they're constantly trying to, they're repeating certain things I've said, or they're watching me repeating certain things that may relate to me in a way, but they're trying to be messy about it, or they're trying to say things that they feel will get into my head and pull my continence down or something like that. Sometimes you can be close to a breakthrough. And the devil wants to frustrate you. He wants to get you to act out of character. He wants to get to, you to be very emotional, or see if he can get a rise out of you, and sometimes people are just, their evil is revealed because of your light, because of your strength. And sometimes the way that you move and you operate, you can be somebody who is, not try to big yourself up. You can be somebody that don't walk around always, how can I say it? You can be somebody that don't walk around and figure that you're just under the radar. You don't look like you got much going on and other than people still watch you. And sometimes they can become envious or upset at the fact that they're not getting the attention from you that they want, or they don't know how to really figure you out, or they don't understand you, but they just don't like you. So they will try to, say things in a way that hit below the belt, or say things in a way, but masking it, like kind of hiding the fact that they're trying to talk about you, but you can discern that this person is weird. You discern that weird energy, that weird behavior, and you can tell that their eyes have been secretly monitoring you. Stay away from that. Stay away from that, and don't be quick to anger. Sometimes this is the greatest weapon. And continue working on what you're working on in secret. All that does is tell you is move in silence and keep doing what you're doing. Nobody doesn't pay attention and try to belittle someone or pry into someone's life or try to get into somebody's mind um who who isn't relevant. you know People sometimes will try to, because they think they're better than you, they will try to come at you from an angle and maybe talk down to you, or maybe put you down, or maybe say things in a way that's sneakily trying to diminish your character or turn people against you in some type of way. But silence is the greatest weapon. It's so sad. It's so sad. And when some people feel like they really have nothing going on, or they didn't make, they miss out on certain things in life, and they see you constantly working towards things, or they know that you're headed towards something greater than what they have accomplished, or just for whatever reason. I've kind of closed my mind from being the one who want to always figure this out. Like, why is this, why are they doing this? Because sometimes trying to know why will just keep you in a spider web. People want to sometimes just pull your energy. They want to make you feel some type of way. And when people act weird, or you see that weird obsession going on, that you can tell that somebody's secretly monitoring you, when you see that hidden envy and jealousy come out, sometimes people will even say a joke or something that they can try to disguise as a joke, but is always hidden, like trying to hit below the belt, and it's always relating to something you may have said or you may have done, but they're trying to say it something in a jokey way, but you can tell that it's coming out. It may go over a lot of people's head, but you can tell that this person is envious of me. And then when you take a closer look at them and say, what's causing it? You may see that they're not really happy with who they are. And they could be a beautiful person, or, they can have, have a lot going. And you may think that, they are a decent human being, what it seems like, but they may not feel that way. They may not like themselves. you know it's just their own insecurities. There's something about you that they just it's like, this person get on my nerve. But really, it don't have to be that way. They're breaking their own hearts by paying so much of close attention to you. you know and this is what makes it uncomfortable for children of light. Because as you live your, as we constantly live our lives, we have things going on, we have things we're focusing on, we have things that we want to do in life, and you have this evil opposition that comes up against you sometimes. And it makes life uncomfortable when you have these certain experiences and these encounters. But when we learn the origin of it, when we learn the spirit behind it, we cannot control what comes at us, but we can control how we respond, or if we choose to respond to what comes at us, right? And sometimes there are people who feel like they are so good at learning the psychology or reading other people. They are experts, or some people feel like they're experts in learning how to trigger other people or push other people's buttons or try to make other people react in a way or say things in a way, say something that will trigger you. And then if you're triggered, they will try to call you emotionally unstable, or they will do things to try to get an emotional reaction out of you. And what that does is, when you pick up on it, you may not pick up on it at first, but when you finally are able to read somebody's whole card and you see the angle that they come at, but they present themselves as, or they stand in a position as a man or woman of God, but you can read their whole card, then you begin to learn this is a child of Satan. This is a wolf in sheep's clothing. This is a tear. And you just move around them. You move around them. And when you really learn sometimes the things that it may take a while, but over time, when you really learn what people are envious of concerning you, you will see you can't control that. You can't control that. And you can be nice to somebody. It don't matter how nice you be to somebody. You still cannot control somebody's envy. You can give somebody the clothes off of your back. You can help pay a bill. You can give somebody nice compliments. You can support someone in what they're doing. If that envy is inside of them, it's going to show up. And even if you see it showing up for somebody else, and it may not be for you today, I would still run. I would still run, because it's there. It's nothing for it to turn and now begin to work against you. Envy is as cruel as the grave. And folks, envy and jealousy will lead them to be obsessed. And also, they will become delusional. They will start to do things that will either intentionally try to frustrate you or sow seeds of confusion into your mind, pulling your focus away from what you have going on, from what you're trying to work on, from what you're doing in your own life, making you focus on the weird behavior that they're exhibiting that you can clearly see and discern, right? You don't need that in your life. Save yourself the trouble and keep on moving around folk like that. Don't give them your ear. Don't close your ear gates, right? Because this is a gate. So when you guard your gate, you close your ear to people that emit that type of energy, because they will get into your subconscious, your focus, break your focus. You close your eye gates. Don't watch what they're doing. And you keep on moving. Oftentimes, your breakthrough is near. You're getting stronger. Whatever you're working on, you're close to reaching those goals, right? And so the enemy can only use what you allow. People that are close to us sometimes, people that we have frequent contact with, or people that we open our ear gates to. And when you see who he's using, all you got to do is close it off. Divert your attention and keep on moving, right? And so I wanted to share that, if you're noticing the true motives and true hearts of some folk, even folk that have laughed in your face and that have vowed to have your back, but you see that they're being weird. Sometimes when folk can't have their way with you, or People take you for granted. They take your kindness for weakness. And you just notice people are not genuine, or you just notice somebody has this really this type of obsession towards you, where they're constantly monitoring you. And when when they interact with you, or they start to repeat certain things you've said, or it's like, I know I'm not crazy. You're not crazy. The behavior is move around them. Move around them and stay focused, and share less of yourself. Share less of yourself. And sometimes when people can't figure you out, they will continuously try to crack your code. It's obsession. They don't have a lot to focus on in their own lives. So what do? They focus on trying to analyze you. But anyway, you're not crazy. Just keep moving. Keep moving. A breakthrough is near. A breakthrough is close, right? Have a blessed day, and be slow to anger. The goal of the enemy in the last days is to wear out the saints. When you see how he moving, who he moving through, you just keep moving around him. Be slow to anger. Don't be quick to give place to wrath, because that's obviously what sometimes people wait on. They wait on to see if they can get an emotional reaction out of you. People are being revealed. And you know what? The sad thing is, and it's not really sad. I can say it should be a great confirmation, is when sometimes it's people that don't even know you, and you can begin to discern, wow, this person, that person, you know, sometimes it's people that don't even know you that would just become obsessed with you, right? It's the light. It's the light that shines through you, baby. It's the light that shines through you. And also sometimes, when you are somebody who um, you live a clean life, you live a pure life, and, you have how can I say it? Your status in life is not like somebody else's. Sometimes you'll have folk who who have gone through, who've lived a little fast life, gone out, gotten married, got divorced, and then now you never been married, and they may try to tell you all types of negative things. Oh, you don't need to get married because of this, and not saying that you may not even be somebody who's rushing to get married, but because they've had a bad experience, or because they've whored around, or, gotten played with, now they sit back and they be envious of things. You don't need to discuss your relationship when you're dating and stuff like that. Don't discuss your dating with somebody who's jealous and envious, somebody who's negative, somebody who, don't got nothing positive to say, or they're broken because maybe they got cheated on, and or they went through a bad divorce, and you never been married, right? So you want to be around people who are happily married, or people who can, they have positive things to say, and not somebody that's always going to be so negative and bitter, and like they always got to be domineering, and always got to tell you negative things, or tell you about yourself, or feel like they need to put you in your place. Sometimes people grow like that. They need to have somebody to talk down to, or they need to tell you about yourself. But it's like, have you taken a look in the mirror lately? What about you? You've been there. Okay, you didn't. Okay, I understand. You didn't been there. You didn't been there. You didn't got your little divorce, and you know everything. But I still choose not to take advice from you, because your energy is off. I don't vibe well with you. Some people have a controlling spirit. They want to figure everybody out, but they can't figure you out, right? So they become obsessively monitoring you, you know just weird stuff. And when you live a peculiar, interesting life, you may see that, expect to see that. But remember, be very careful and cautious about who you allow to have access to you, right? It's okay to just move around people when you feel that their energy is off. So that's just my little 2 cents. Have a blessed night. God bless you. If nobody has told you that they love you today, then you already know your little country bunking sister loves you. We are the light of the world. Let's don't never let our lights grow dark. Let's keep shining bright. And we know that the blood of Jesus Yeshua, our friend, our brother, our savior, that blood is the only blood that has power. Have a blessed night.